YouTubers, and welcome to Mud Max Metal Detecting. Damon is going to let me have a play with his Equinox. First time I've ever been out in a field with an Equinox, the fabled new machine.
That's it, that's enough.
that's all I'm getting. Forget it. You're not turning it on, you're done. Yeah, thanks, cheers. No, Damon's going to let me have a play with this, and he's going to rough it with my old smelly XP Deus. So there you go. In my opinion, two excellent machines, but we're going to swap owners and have a little play. So let's get stuck in. Well, I kid you not, folks, that is the first hole that I've ever dug with a Minelab Equinox. And my first target, numbers 11 on the Equinox, is a Roman coin. I've brushed it, and yes, that bodes well for the Equinox. Let me give you a close-up of this. Well, I don't really know what to say about that, other than it's a little stunner. That honestly was the first hole I dug with the Equinox. Steady numbers 11, about 4 inches down. It's got two figures standing on the other side by the looks of it. I haven't looked too closely yet. I have got my glasses on, but I do struggle a little bit through the camera. But that is one heck of a way to start. I'm in the two-tone mode at the minute, and I like it. Very, very clear. Let's have this out and have a look, shall we? Okay, I've turned her over and she's in here. I hope you can see this okay, because the sun is really bright, and it might be a bit, I think it might be a bit hazy, but I think you can see what I'm doing. So I've got the sod out, and that 13 is in here. Ah, it's there. It was double bleeping. It was double bleeping before, and now it's single. So I think it might be quite near the surface. Yeah, it's looking that way. It's funny, you know, once you get some experience with the detector, you tend to find yourself, there it is, tiny bit, it's, my regular viewers will have seen me bring up these many, many times. Nasty little lead rivet thingies. Absolutely beautiful signal on it though, just like you get with the Deus. That's going to fool any, well, it should fool any machine. It's lead, so there's nothing you can do about it, but it's not a good find this time. Just a bit of lead this time for the Equinox. Beautiful signal, numbers in the 13 range, but not a goodie this time. Okay, so I just had that up and I wasn't sure what it was. Lovely signal, 13 with the Equinox. I couldn't make up my mind whether it was modern or not. And then Damon walked over with an almost identical piece, but look at that. Look at that design. And it's got some kind of studs at the bottom, so it was clearly folded over and pushed onto something, possibly leather, possibly decorational. But that design on there, that screams age to me. But we have absolutely no idea. We can only assume that that's been folded round, and with those little things at the bottom there, punched onto a piece of cloth or something. Very interesting though. Okay, there was definitely something down that hole trying to put this off. But once I got it out, perfect 15, 16 on the Equinox. And she's here somewhere. Aha! Aha! Come on, my beauty. Okay. It's a musket ball. And that had a lot of depth on it for a musket ball. I have found them that deep with the Deus, that kind of size. But I think that is why, when it was down the hole, it wasn't a pure target. Kept getting the odd -8, and then it was trying to settle on the 20s. And then, once I got it out, it made its mind up. I get the same kind of thing with the Deus. It's funny how all detectors run in a very, very similar way. There's no doubt about it. Damon's had a bit of success with the Deus. About 66 on the numbers. And he's got a lovely, lovely buckle. And that's got some age to it. No doubt about that. That's a little beauty. Tiny little buckle. I've had my fair share of those with the Deus. I do think it likes little buckles. But, mind you, you've had some tiny targets with the knock, so it's easy come, easy go, innit? They both get the job done. But that's lovely, mate. Congratulations. Cracking little find. Okay, we're going to open this together. Numbers predominantly 6 on the Equinox. But it did try and pop into 12 every now and again. Ah. One of those little darned bullet casings. There we go. Lovely high tone. I'm only on the 2-tone. Very simple tones choice. But a little bullet casing. Predominantly in the 6s. Trying to jump to 12, 2-way signal. Yep. You're going to dig those all day, I think, whatever detector you've got. Yeah. Oh well. Moving on. A nice piece for Damo here. It's definitely cruciform. There's kind of flower decoration on the top. But there's 2 other pieces folded in, which when unfolded would definitely form a crucifix. The only trouble is that tail piece has got a split in it and it's getting ready to snap off. So he's going to have to be really, really careful with this. I don't know how much you're going to be able to get this undone. But it is definitely cruciform. How old it is, we've no idea. But there's a little hole. There's a little hole in each one of the leaves or petals or whatever they are, which would have pinned it onto something, and a long piece down the bottom. But it is a cruciform. So, very interesting piece indeed. Right, solid 10s on this one. Let's have a look. Yep. Damon has his pinpointer on vibrate. That's a long time since I did that. So I'm just trying to get used to it again. I'm used to beeps and whizzes and sounds. Oh, I think that got it. Yep. But oh blimey! I thought it had to be you. But it's no, it's a dropping. Ah, no. There it is. Look at that tiny little fleck of lead. Perfect little signal. Yep, get those on the Deus as well. Nothing on it. One for the scrap pouch. Well, I don't know what it is, but I've got one. Yes. Mystery item. Don't think it's much. Nothing to write home about. Numbers just under 10. Lots of 6s and 7s and 8s today with the Equinox that are really difficult little tiny bits to find. Flakes and really struggly little targets. The under 10s seem to be those kind of finds. Well, very difficult to find finds. But generally speaking, they are high conductors. Did you say a tiny bit of lead? You're finding the little bits as well?
There are some tiny bits here.
There are some tiny bits, aren't there? I'm finding loads and loads of fiddly little targets.
One of those things.
One of those things, mate. Yeah, one of those things. Well, Damon came over and put the Deus on that, and it was about 95, 97, which is usually too good to be true. Very deep. And it was 20s to 30s on the Equinox, jumping about. Great big bolt nut thingy. Length of the probe, great big clonking piece of junk. But yeah, too good to be true 90s, usually with the Deus. And leaping into the 30s and skitting about with the Equinox. Okay, it's just a piece of rubbish, but it's a big piece of rubbish, and it wasn't particularly deep, and that was 30s on the Equinox. High conductive metal though, whatever it is. Well, Damon just called me over and said he's got a Roman with stunning detail, so he's cleaning it up. Oh, it looks nice and big too. What numbers do you get on the Deus?
60, 70.
60, 70? Yeah, it's a good size, that one, isn't it? Okay, you keep on cleaning, son, and then we'll give the girls and boys a close-up. Fantastic. It's getting near the end of the day now, and we've had a lovely Roman. Superb. Okay, folks, so I'm having an absolute blast with the Equinox. I love these headphones. I love how calm this thing is, and I totally get why people buy it. Has it transformed my detecting on a field in an area that we both know really, really well? No. I think if you get sucked into the hype about these detectors and which one's better than the other, and other detectors as well, not just these two, then I think you can spend an awful lot of money chasing rainbows. This is a really good detector, and I'm having a really enjoyable day with this. I really am enjoying using the Equinox. Yeah, great fun and excellent performance so far. Damo, have you found it a disappointment with a massive drop in performance using the nasty old Deus?
Not noticed that at all.
No. So, two cracking machines, both doing a cracking job, and actually, the more we've talked as we've gone along, we're not going to share it all with you. We're not going to do a documentary. There's plenty of stuff on these vids. But I think our ultimate feelings are they are both doing a great job, and they're both doing a very, very similar job, if not the same job. So if you go out and spend hundreds and hundreds of pounds on lots of different detectors because people tell you that they will completely change your fortunes, then you might end up spending an awful lot of money for the same results. They're both good machines, and I think we're going to carry on and finish the day using each other's detectors and seeing what else comes up. But yeah, my advice is good machines on the market these days, but machines that are going to knock others out of the park, no. It's not going to happen. So let's crack on. But yeah, nothing wrong with either of them, folks, and I really do like the Equinox. It is a lovely detector, there's no doubt about it. But don't believe all the hype about metal detectors.